In our younger days, we built and sailed trimarans. When we got married, we dreamed of sailing the world.
As we look forward to retirement, our dream is becoming real. We chose a Seawind catamaran, or maybe she chose us.
And after a lifetime of dreams, our boat finally arrived. We are shaking her out in the Chesapeake Bay and along the mid-Atlantic coast.
We christened her Moments in Time, reminding us to cherish each moment. The sea is calling. Come share the dream.
After much research, Toni and I, we've been trying on life jackets at boat shows and marine stores and everything. I've been researching them. And it's been over a year, and we finally chose Spinlock 60 Life Vest. We found that probably going to suit our needs best. Remember, life jackets are meant to keep you afloat, not necessarily to keep you alive. You know, once you go over the side, a life jacket's your last resort. That's your last line of defense. Eventually, you're going to have to be rescued. And if you're not rescued, you'll be floating, but probably dead. Do not buy Walmart brand type of life jackets. These are life jackets. Your life is in the hands of your life jackets, and they're going to cost a shiny nickel, especially as you go offshore more. So we chose the Spinlock 6D. They did cost us a shiny nickel. They're inflatables. Here's mine. I got blue. The Admiral got yellow. Just so we know who's whose. And most of these inflatable life jackets, they come with an automatic activation, a manual activation, and a manual tube where you can blow into it. This has a crotch strap to help keep you secured. I've already adjusted everything. This is a very comfortable life jacket. Life jacket has to be comfortable. If it's not comfortable, you're not going to wear it. So this one was very comfortable. So why do we choose the Spinlock 6D? That's a good question. One of the things I liked about this life jacket is once I fall in the water, a little pylon will pop out with a strobe light. So that will light and blink, and so hopefully you'll attract more attention to me, because once I go in, remember the objective is to be rescued, get out. So you don't want to be blend or camouflaged into the water. The whole life jacket itself will illuminate, so that's it at nighttime. That's going to make you stick out. It's also, if it daytime, it's a high fluorescent yellow, so hopefully you can see that in the water. This also has a spray hood, so if you're in the water, you can take that spray hood and put it over your face to help protect you, because if you're bobbing around in rough seas and the spray is very high, you're going to have trouble breathing and you could drown in your life jacket. So the spray hood was important to us. There's a red lifting strap, so it's strong enough, so if we are rescued, you can just haul us out with the lifting strap. There's also inside, there's a wet whistle inside. What's a wet whistle? It's a whistle that works when it's wet, right? People don't know, most whistles won't work when they're wet. So you need a special marine wet whistle that's used to attract attention. This life jacket also has an integrated harness with a safety line attachment, so I can tie on into the boat. And it also has a quick release system. You never want to go in. Even if you're washed over the gunnels of the boat along the side and you're still strapped in, chances are you're probably still going to die. You're not going to be able to pull yourself up against the rushing water and the pressure of the water. So at some point, you're going to have to release yourself from that strap and take your chances. So this has that release mechanism, and I can just pull it and immediately releases it. The alternative is to have a knife and try to work on the knife while you're, water splashing up in your face. Also, in a catamaran, there's a possibility that you can capsize and you need to release yourself rather quickly. So you just pull this and you go on your merry way. And like I said, this is very comfortable to wear. You have to rig up jack lines to tie yourself in. The jack lines, like I said, need to be rigged up in such a fashion that if you do get washed, you're not going to go past those safety lines on the side of the boat. You have to be on the inside. Going off the side of the boat, still being attached, is a bad situation. So keep that in mind. We also got 2-point safety harness, and I'll show you those later. But I like this life jacket. But the one last thing you need to know, if I went over the side and this thing pops open and my strobe light's going on and this is lit up, if nobody knows I went over the side, what good is anything? The purpose is for this to keep me afloat, to be rescued. So somebody needs to know that I went over the side. This is where this comes into play. This is a manned overboard system. It's hooked up to the AIS, and this will set off the alarm on our AIS chart plotter. It also has a digital selective calling feature, so that will activate calling the mother boat, in our case Moments in Time, and any other boats in the area. And it also has a GPS in there that's going to lock in my position. So if I do go overboard, it's going to set off alarm on Moments in Time. Hopefully Toni will hear the alarm. Hopefully she chooses to turn the boat around and pick me back up. But it has it's going to have AIS in it, so she'll know exactly where I'm in. Even if they don't take me going overboard, you know, up to 5 miles, hopefully they can still know where to steer that boat, because this is going to be beeping AIS locations for a while. And this is important, because if you go over the side, you need to be found, you need to be rescued. Now, in order for this to work, this has to be set up to be automatically deployed. Let's say I get knocked in the noggin and I'm unconscious. This needs to go off, right? This should not be manually activated. And I'll show you how to do it. One last point. This is, I believe, a Type 2 inflatable life jacket. The Coast Guard will classify this as, and the Marine Police here in the area will classify this as a life jacket only if you're wearing it. So if we're in our dinghy and we're scooting around and we're not wearing this and we don't have another life jacket on board, we will get a citation. In order for these to be classified as a life jacket, you have to be wearing them. This is the Admiral's life vest, same as exactly like mine, except mine blue's, hers is yellow. One of the things you need to know is this was up in here. So if you're browsing through boat shows or bookshelves, what you want to do is peel this back and you will see this right here. You got it? So this one's already going to expire in 3 years, so I'm going to have to get a new rearm it in 3 years. Should be at least 7 years, so keep that in mind when you're buying them. I did get a good deal on these, maybe that's why. Okay, the first thing we want to do is rig up the MOB1 in this system, so when this life jacket goes off, that it will also arm and set off the MOB system. So let's go to the MOB system first. This is the MOB system. We're going to rig this up into this life vest to go off. So let's do that with the MOB system. We got these. And the easiest thing to do is get this all ready to be hooked up before getting into the life vest. So the first thing we're going to do is rig this strap up to this. It will go on the left side. Of course, I can't get anything in here. There's nothing you can do. So the antenna is going to fly out of this. So I'm going to go like this. And I need to get this off. Back up, because this antenna is going to fly. Okay, this thing is going off now. So I just turned this off. It's no longer blinking. And then we're going to rig this up. We want this on the right side of the MOB. You go down, come back up. And with big old fat man hands, you work it through. Then you just loop this other end through. Push everything through. And hopefully your fingers are more dexterous than mine. And just push it all through. And there we go. This is the antenna wind up screw. Bend the antenna back over like this. Insert the slot so it gets hold of the antenna, and just rewind the antenna back in. Basically, I'm just rearming this. I should have kept that in there. Well, maybe I don't need to. Then slide this. Back in, put your protection back on. Okay, so that was the hardest part. It's not on. Okay, well, second to the hardest part. Next thing we need to do is rig this around this. This is what's going to hold this in. This attaches to the inflatable tube. So the way you do that is you come out through the outside. Again, if you have thin ammo fingers, this is not a problem. You come back through this side, and then you come back through here. And grab it. Now I know you want about 4, 5, 6 inches in here. Okay, this is attached. We might have to adjust this. We'll do that. Next thing we got is this cord here. And this purpose of this cord here is to attach this to your life vest or life jacket. And if it comes, pops out of the holder, it's not going to float away, and you end up rescuing this rather than the person that went overboard. Take the other one. Okay, and then what I do is I just simply loop it through here, and then when we put it in. Other notes, this comes with it, and this is how you program it. I programmed it on an iPad. It's easier on an iPad. I programmed this with my Moments in Time MMSI number, so it knows what vessel to call. I also gave it a name. This one's Toni. I marked it as Toni. Mine obviously is Peter. So this protects it from accidentally going off. We'll leave that on now. Let's go through this life jacket. Here's a life jacket. Here's a harness. Again, a closer look of the emergency. You pull this to release this in case you had to. This is the emergency or the backup. You pull that to inflate it if you have to. So let's go and...
Your hands are in the way.
There we go. And then we're going to open this up, pull it out. This is your wet whistle here. Oh! Yeah, that's loud. This is your strobe light that pops up like this. And this is your inflation tube. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to check the length of this. This should be as wide as that, so we have to let some space out here. So let's loosen this up just a little bit. You don't want it too loose, because the whole purpose of it is if this life jacket inflates, it will pull the pin out. Okay, that's about right. So we attach this to the blow up. We take this, we go around, and we snap this in place. Okay, so this is in place. Kind of position this, because the idea is if this inflates, this is going to pull this out, this area out. Now it's not going to do it because we have it protected here. So pull that back. I will add this. Just kind of protects it a little bit from going, preventing it from going off. And now this is installed. And now we have this. You don't want them just wrapped around. You don't want this wrapped around your life jacket. You want it to inflate. And we have looking for a place to tie this to. So you just go through and simply tie this. And the purpose of this is to prevent it from, if it breaks free off your inflation tool, it still stays.
And what kind of knot are you using?
This is a sheepspan, or what I used to call a bowline splice. It's strong. Now we tuck it all back, nice and neat. This is for the light.
What does it do for the light?
You can turn it, test it, or turn it. I don't know if you can turn it off at daytime or not. Don't pinch anything. tuck this back in. And that's that. So when this thing, when Toni falls overboard, and if she gets caught up, she can release herself. This will automatically inflate, lights will go off, the strobe will pop up, but more importantly, the MOB will go off, automatically dials moments in time because it's programmed, and send off man overboard and AIS positions. And other boats in the area can also receive those man overboard. So I know where Toni is bobbing and can turn around and find my way back. Even in daylight, if somebody falls overboard out at sea, you can lose track of them, especially if there's only two people, sailing along very fast, even in daylight. So it's important that you have that position. I chose the MOB, the Rescue 1 MOB, the Rescue Me MOB 1 to use on this. Once we go offshore or doing passages, I might replace that with a personal locator beacon. I don't know yet. Why did I do it now? It's simply price. These things are expensive as they are. They're perfectly fine for us going up and down the coast. And the personal locator beacons are just a lot of money. So maybe when these expire, maybe I'll change it. But that's the life jacket. This is the double tether that we got. This will clip in like this. You remember that this was a quick release. I could pull this out and release myself if I had to. But this is also quick release. You just pull it out like that. It's important to have a quick release because sometimes if you have to, if you capsize or whatever, and you have to get yourself out in a hurry, you need to do it. I got backup here. See that? And meanwhile, it will hold. This is a double tether system, so I got a short and a long. This will take me out 6 feet. I think this would take me out 3 feet. You could just strap in various locations. I would have a jack line or something run from here to there, stern to bow, and strap it. I don't know how I'm going to run the jack line yet when it comes time. So that's something I'm looking at. And these things should be big and comfortable. You should be able to use these even if you were wearing gloves or something. And they just snap right in and they come right out. Very important. So I'm happy with these. All it has to do is save your life just once, and they pay for themselves.
The nice thing about the double tether, the double system, is that you're always attached.
Yeah,
you can
the
move
purpose of the double is there's going to be places that you have to release and connect, so you can connect and release as you go up different places or moving about. So the double is important, which is why we got these. The Admiral is correct.